Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. We are on the other side.
I can tell you the weight that has been lifted off my shoulders.
Things are looking up.
We've just applied for a house.
We definitely are not done. We still have the UK visa to tackle.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we face a little bit more disappointment. Let's get into it.
Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I'm starting the vlog at the end of the week, but you know, let's keep it going. It is the day after we found out the good news about his visa, so I'm feeling good, feeling at peace. I think that's the best way to describe it, feeling at peace. I've really been reflecting and praying loads over the past less than 24 hours, because it's less than 24 hours since we found out, and it's just been really good to just, I don't know, just think and pray about how my insides are feeling and where I'm at and everything. Looking back at the past 3-4 years, essentially since COVID, and how crazy life has been, all leading up to yesterday. It's like, woo, I can tell you the weight that has been lifted off my shoulders that I'm still processing. Also because it doesn't mean that it's necessarily like the end of everything. It's like it's the end of a certain frame of life, but just the beginning of new things, if that makes sense. Like new responsibilities, new thought processes, new things to consider, new, just like everything. So, and even that, like we're still in the middle space. We still need to move out of this place. We need to book flight tickets for Seth. We've just applied for a house yesterday as well. So it's like, there's so much. We need to get furniture. We need to get through our storage. It's just, it's wild. So it's both exciting and nerve-wracking, but also like really calming, and I feel so much peace. Yeah, so as much as we've gone over a massive hump, we have like a new road essentially ahead of us, which I'm really excited about. And yeah, I can't wait to see what God has for us. But for now, let's do today. Okay, it's actually Easter weekend, so let's go finish some bits of work. I have some deadlines at the end of the month, which means it's a busy time. Just preparing a whole bunch of things for work and clients. So let's get that done. We're saying our goodbyes. We've got like 2 weeks left in the country. I think exactly 2 weeks today, we'll be heading back to South Africa. So I'm going to London next week. Let's just go. Excuse me. Look at that rainbow in the middle of the people.
Let's get on with it.
Back home. Starbucks life is a lot, dude. I feel like half my vlog is me at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Today, mate.
Yeah, lunch.
Little celebratory drink.
But there's a wooden spoon, so that's not much fun.
It's about, I want to say 5 hours. I think it's like 3 hours later. Let's pick up some food. Let's get some toiletries, but first, a snack from Robert Diamonds. Oh my word, I've been in Morrison's for all of 2 seconds and I was pouring. With the sun coming out 2 minutes later. I was just editing the part of my video where I'm like sitting and saying that we're about to go.
Oh yeah.
It's a visa appointment. So I wanted to hear, what are your thoughts of, I guess now that we're on the other side of it, like, I know you haven't even seen the vlog yet, but you know how that day went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think sometimes it just sits in that realm of like Isaiah 55 or 53. One's the suffering servant, one's about like God's ways are higher than our ways, and it's just like he's so different in the way that he does things that often it really can be perceived as him not caring or not being powerful or not being good or not being loving. And even in this lifetime, I think a lot of the time we don't understand. And I don't understand why that day had to be so difficult. Because my thing was like, how like crazy is it that we prayed and we prayed, there's so many people praying for us.
Yeah.
And then it was so rubbish. And like, it's like, oh, is God powerless to do anything? Like, why would he want to allow us to have such a bad application that it's such a mess? But then now we're on this side of it and it's like, oh, you get like, you start to be presented with like different answers to that.
Yeah.
And I still will never know the answer until I'm in eternity and I can be like, Lord, please, can you just explain this?
What happened on this particular
Yeah, what happened with this particular? What was the purpose behind it?
Yeah.
But like the other options that are now present are like, oh, maybe he wanted to display his power even more so.
Yeah.
That with a rubbish application interview where it's all gone wrong, he will still do what he said of bringing it back in exactly 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
100%.
like,
I think it's a really good perspective
Yeah.
because something I prayed last night and also journaled about was about like God being a big picture God. And I feel like that's where the struggle is.
yeah,
Because even during just the difficulty of the past 3-4 years, like you're in the depths of it, but like your spirit and like the deep parts of you
yeah,
know the truth,
and
that makes it that much. I don't know if that makes it harder or easier. I want to say it makes it harder to go through the thing because you're like, man, I'm like in the actual pits, but it's still gonna make sense and God is still good. And so in one way or another, even though I'm seeing actual flames, like this is still good. It's so hard to be in the darkest place and just know, not feel it, but know that this is good.
yeah,
I think that's something I don't know if that was like one of the hardest feelings to kind of come face to face with, because I've said a million times, like, I know God is good, I know like all the facts are still the facts, but at this level, it's wrapping my head around that is just like beyond. It's like a completely different person.
yeah,
If that makes sense.
yeah, I'm with you. It is so hard to wrap your head around it.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I see that now.
Yeah,
And I feel so much more like lighter and like, whew.
yeah,
And like, it's easy for me to say like, God is good and like, he loves us and all these things. But then it's like, I would have said the same things, but it would have been like, I don't have the evidence for it right now, but
yeah.
yeah.
I think as well, it's a lot like with a lot of questions about God, around God, in the same way that like Jesus' death on the cross and dying for us and rising again, it adds context to a lot of other difficult questions. It kind of supersedes them and goes, right, that might be a really difficult thing to answer, but you can still look at Jesus dying for you, his rising from the dead and reigning in heaven, as something that gives that bigger context. It supersedes it and goes, okay, now I can look at that difficult question through that lens. It changes things a little bit. And I think like with this, like because God did something so supernatural, when I reflect on the 4 years past that were really difficult, like as thinking that God had told us to, and maybe he did, like we went to South Africa to get a rejected visa. He 100%, it could be that we went to do that to like, for whatever, again, it'll be an answer that we get in eternity, but it could be a whole set of things. It could be that we need to learn to not trust in the visa. Maybe God needs to work some things out in our heart, that he needed us to build more resilience in a tough place. Maybe he needed us in a tough place for longer. And he needed us to break us with that. And like, I'm a coach, like a strength coach, right? And I know that sometimes I need to make calls on people's training that they don't like, that is for their betterment. And to a degree, sometimes it will break them in a very, realistically, a very recoverable, and they will get stronger context. And they need that. And I see that benefit all the time. So I can rationalize God doing stuff like that quite easy and still see it as good. But it is still really tough. And that might not be all the reason why it happened that way. But when then this happens in such a remarkable, supernatural way, it really redefines the years that have gone back. And I know that then I can then carry that into the future when we do, because we will face challenges in the future.
Yeah.
That's obvious in the world that we live, well, all through all eras of the world. That's the case.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that anchor point to look back at and be like, right, yeah.
We still have the UK visa to tackle.
Yeah.
Look at this rainbow, guys. Come on. Second one. Stop it. Christine.
Cheers, babe.
Good morning. It's Saturday. You're right.
Yeah, I'm staying out of shock 'cause you're doing something important.
It's a working kind of Saturday, so we are going to the library.
Yeah, Central Library is so cool.
Apparently it's really nice. Seth was there last week?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I think.
A couple of weeks ago, and it was really nice. So he's gonna show me round.
The suns are out and the guns are almost out.
Almost. Let's go. It was all fun and games until we realized that you can't park where we parked. So I'm all by myself trying to figure out where this library is. So let's see if we can get there. Otherwise, Seth's somewhere parking the car. Somewhere. He found me!
I did. And genuinely my calves are burning.
Shame, dude. Where did you park?
Down the far side.
Yeah.
Howard.
You've been stalking me.
Yeah, I was actually really fortunate because I got to a closer distance that I saw that you turned left down there.
Oh, good.
So I was like, oh.
Because I'm a little bit lost.
I was literally looking for earmuffs. I was like, look for earmuffs.
It's summer out here, guys.
I was thinking the whole time,
Yeah.
I need to catch up with Din because she's going to get lost.
Yeah.
Even though you do actually know where to go.
No, I don't. I've got
have-
maps.
No, but you do. You'll know when you see it. You'll know it, and you'll be like, oh yeah.
Alright.
But you have your way with directions. So I'm going to catch up with her so I can guide her to the place.
Oh, thank you.
Done.
What a beautiful day.
What a beautiful
Chocolate day. Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Nottingham Central Library.
All the drama.
In the kids area.
This is the most beautiful library I think I've ever been at. I think I don't go to enough libraries in this life. was a win at the library. So now let's head to Newark. We are going to be visiting my friend Beth. She was a friend that I went to Wales with, or one of the friends I went to Wales with. We're visiting her and her partner. And we're going to be making pizzas from scratch. I've got the roller. Yeah, trying to like roll these pizzas was such a struggle. The thing is, none of us really knew what we were doing. I feel like just pizza, like these portable pizza ovens, they are so cool, man. Like doing the pizzas from scratch is so much fun, but it is a full-on trial and error situation. Yes.
A fail.
It's such a good social thing to do and have, so it was really nice to spend time with them. Oh, yeah.
That's so good.
What a wholesome time. I think I need to buy one of these. I feel like it's good for bonding.
Do you want to try some?
Yeah.
Or do you want to wait till yours?
Yeah. Gosh. This sauce is popping.
So no peppers then?
Do you want to place it?
That's all right.
Sure.
Do half and half, you can do anything. World your oyster.
It's just so good.
Yeah?
Oh, my internet friends. I couldn't tell you how good it feels to hang out with people and like not feel burdened. I don't know if that sounds really dramatic, but I'm like genuinely to be able to hang out with friends and have a good time both externally and internally. And by that I mean your insides aren't actually like just breaking apart. Like you're not keeping it together by strings on the inside, you know what I mean? It's just like, it felt so good to just, I don't know, be present and not be stressing in the background, trying to manage internal tabs with like just trying really hard to be present, but it's like difficult. I don't know. I couldn't explain it. Whew, gutting news for us. Unfortunately, the house that we applied for it, so today's Monday. We applied for it last Thursday. And kind of we're giving the real estate agent just time because it was Easter weekend and things. So we were like, let's just let it chill. She'll get back to us when she gets back to us. She's just gone back to me now, right after my shower, and has said that the landlord has placed tenants like of his own. Yeah. So yeah, kind of gutted. Kind of really gutted actually, because this space was definitely a space that we were excited about. But it's funny because I literally was just praying about it, and Seth came upstairs and like we got to chat about it a bit, and he was just saying he was literally just praying about it downstairs as well. But my prayer was very much like Lord, this is the space that we want. Like we can fully envision everything, all the conversations we've had leading up to it in terms of like being willing to really invest in the space, because it's more than just a place for us to live in. It's a space where like we want to get rest, we want to build our businesses, we want to do ministry, we want to engage with the community that lives around us in that like gated community essentially. It's so much more, like I said, than just a place to sleep at. It fully is an investment for us, like holistically, essentially. I was just saying, like, Lord, this is exactly the place that we want, and like, please let it come through if it is your will. And that's a prayer I've been praying for maybe the past week, and more so after sending through the application. This morning was very much like, I feel like we found it, Lord. Like this is definitely it. But I do know that there's obviously still a process ahead of us. Like they still have to approve the application. So like, let your will be done. If this isn't the space for us, I trust that you have something for us. I'll definitely know that
this one was just, it was not it, because so many things have pointed towards it. It feels like there's been so many confirmations, and so for it to now come back as rejected, like our application for it, it's like, okay, that's okay. That means that, like, I don't know, it wasn't the space. There are things that maybe we don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's out of our hands, and so we just trust God that the next step in terms of looking for a place again, starting from scratch on that, will be, I guess, a successful one. I don't know. Just trusting that He's got a space for us where He wants us to be contributors to a community of people. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it is somewhere else, and that's okay. I also just feel really grateful that I feel like I can handle disappointment better now. I think I don't feel as itchy, which is really, I'm really grateful for that, because babes, like, with having the visa, that's just that cloud over everything, over every decision, over every space of processing things. I'm just like, whew, okay. And also because we've been through so much disappointment already, I'm like, it's okay. Because with every disappointment, God has either, like, just fully spoken life over us and just, like, revived us and given us the strength to get up again, or He's given us something better that makes a lot more sense than the previous one, like this house here. It's like, so it's okay. We're okay. Let's get back to the drawing board. And for now, we are having friends over, so I need to hurry up. So let's just keep the focus, keep going, keep trusting, and yeah, trusting that we'll find a place that suits us perfectly.